Hey everyone, this is Dark Skeleton, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the plethora of content there is out there, no matter what artistic medium you're talking about, whether it's video games, whether it's movies, whether it's YouTube channels even, or music, and how there's just not enough time to go ahead and find all of the best of any kind of content, really, and how so much good content is actually going to be left in the dust for very few people to see it, and even the most hardcore of the hardcore will never be able to find all of the best games or all of the best TV shows. And I think that's a bit of a shame. Unfortunately, in the world we live in, there's just not enough time. It could be said that 90% of what's out there is actually just fluff and no one really needs to see it, and there might be a good reason for why it never kicks off and becomes popular. And that could be very true. But it's not that that's bothering me, it's the large percentage of really unknown artists, musicians, or video game developers that create amazing games, but they just don't kick off. They don't have the marketing budget to make it happen. I think where this shows up the most is if you're the kind of person that keeps any kind of list, such as having a Steam's game list that of all the games you've purchased before, having a list of animes you've watched or are going to watch, or the same thing for movies, etc. Or maybe you have a list of bands that friends have recommended to you, but you've never really had the time to check out, or even if you've checked them out, you've only checked out one of their songs. Now, if we were to take my own personal Steam list, for example, you'd see that I've got over 400 games on there, many of which have come from me purchasing them directly, or humble bundles, where you get like 5 or 6 games, support developers more directly, and you get them for a cheap price, like 5 or 10 bucks, and also gifts from friends. Now, how many of these games have I actually played to completion? I would say maybe 10, and that might be pushing it, which is really kind of unfortunate because there are a lot of good games on there. Alice Madness Returns, that's one I was really excited for, but I just haven't had the time to go and play it. Then I have Darksiders 1 and 2 on there, both very good games, a lot like Zelda. I've played them a few hours in, and I enjoyed them a lot. I just never really had the chance to go ahead and go back into it and play the rest of the game out. Then there are games which I literally have never even installed, like Crysis 2 or Sword of the Stars, which I've heard a little bit about, and they're supposed to be pretty solid games, but it's never occurred to me to go ahead and play them, because I've been distracted by all the other things that we have in the world around us, and work, and there's just not enough time to do everything in the world, and I think that if that shows anything, it's a bit of a wake-up call about how finite our lives really are, because no matter how much time goes on, there's always going to be new, bigger, and better stuff that's coming out, and there's never going to be enough time to consume all of it, or even if you don't like media in the first place, you'll never have enough time to really go around and travel every single country in the world, or climb every mountain, or whatever it is you like to do. Since there's not enough time to do everything in the world, this is also a little bit of a eulogy for all of those things that people wanted to do. You just have to prioritize what you want to do in life, and it's really unfortunate because those games, those movies, those shows, that artwork I'm never going to see, I'm sure it was amazing, and I know that people poured their hearts and souls into making them, and it's just really unfortunate that that's life. Because if I had another 50 or 100 years, I probably would have liked to experience them, but it's just not going to happen. And as such, if I do go play some indie games and find out that they are actually really good, just unknown, never heard of, I think I might take that opportunity to advertise them a little bit on the channel, so that at least a few more people will actually get to experience them, without them completely falling by the wayside. If you already have any personal recommendations about some obscure or indie video games or otherwise, then go ahead and leave that in a comment down below, because I'd like to see that, and I'm sure other people on this channel would. So any suggestions would be great. Thanks for watching.